I was functionally excellent and emotionally absent for longer than I care to admit. I was at every appointment. I was doing the home practice. I was managing the logistics, keeping the household running, and being the person who sorted things out. And on the inside, I was empty, disconnected, running on a kind of competent autopilot that looked like I was coping, but I wasn't coping at all. Here's what that pattern looks like from the inside. And in case it sounds familiar, you process everything through action. There's always the next task, the next appointment to book, the next form to fill, the next thing to research. And doing things becomes a way of not feeling. And for a while, it worked. But those feelings don't disappear. They just get compressed. And compressed eventually finds a way out as irritability, as withdrawal, a short fuse with certain people who deserve it the least, and as a growing distance between you and your partner that neither of you is naming and both of you are just kind of trying to keep going. The moment I remember the most, and I want to be specific because specific things land better than the general ones, it was a Tuesday evening. My son had already gone to bed. My wife had said something gentle, something that was actually kind, and I snapped. Not just loudly, but coldly. And I just went to the kitchen there and I stood for a moment and I thought, this is not who I want to be. And that was the beginning of something changing. What I did about it was simple and hard. I made a GP appointment and I said it out loud to another human being that I'd been struggling. And I do not think it was okay. And I think that sentence, saying it out loud, was the hardest sentence I had to say in years. Here's what I want you to do if you're in a version of what I was in. Taking care of yourself is not separate from taking care of a child. It is one of the most practical things you can do for them. A parent who is present and regulated, who has processed some of what they is carrying, is a fundamentally different resource for a child than one who's functional but empty. Your child does not need you to be fine. They need you to be real. There's a guide on my website about managing your own emotions as a dad in the situation. It includes some warning signs that you may need support or that you're getting by. And if several of those warning signs apply to you, talk to a friend, talk to a therapist, talk to your doctor this week, not next week. Subscribe and I'll see you next week.